And again the Pharisees also asked him how he had received his sight. He said unto them, He put clay upon my eyes and washed, and I do see. Now I know that sure certainly didn't make any sense to them. Amen. They said, tell us again. He said, I told you he put clay upon my eyes and told me to go wash. And I went and washed, and now I see. Therefore said some of the Pharisees, this man is not of God, because he keepeth not the Sabbath day. And others said, how can a man that is a sinner do such miracles? And there was a division among them. They said unto the blind man again, what sayest thou of him? Again they said, what do you say of him? That hath opened thine eyes? That's what the Pharisees were saying to this man. Yeah. What do you say of him that's opened your eyes? What's your conclusion? The blind man said, he's a prophet. Oh, that's so good. But the Jews did not believe concerning him that he had been blind and received his sight, until they called the parents of him that had received his sight. And they asked them, saying, is this your son, whom you say was born blind? And then, how then doth he now see? I'd like to have been right there. But by what means, and know what I know now, but by what means he now seeth? But by what means he now seeth, we know not. Or who hath opened his eyes, we know not. He is of age, ask him, and he shall speak for himself. Now they done made a decree that anybody that said much about Jesus, they're going to put them out. So these guys, they smartened up pretty quick and said, well, you're going to have to ask him. They didn't want to be tossed out. These words spake his parents because they feared the Jews, for the Jews had agreed already that if any man did confess that he was Christ, he should be put out of the synagogue. Therefore said his parents, he is of age, ask him. Then again called they the man that was blind, and said unto him, give God the praise. Give God the praise. That sounds just like one of them, don't it? We know that this man is a sinner. Talking about Jesus. Give God the praise. This man is a sinner. Don't it sound just like them? Let's see if I can sound just like one. Give God the praise. This man is a sinner. That might have sounded more like them. Then again they called the man that was blind and said unto him, oh, I done read that. Verse 25, he answered and said, whether he be a sinner or not, he said, whether he be a sinner or no, I know not. One thing I know, one thing I know, that I was blind and now I see. I was blind and now I see. And here's something else I know. I'm going to add in. I've been born blind and been this way all my life. No man has ever come up to me and talked to me about receiving my sight, nor you. You've not been concerned about me all the time. I've been out here begging because I was blind. And now here comes a man called Jesus and spits on the ground. I didn't see him spit, but he said he did. I heard him spit on the ground, made clay and put it on my eyes and told me to go wash. And I went and washed, and now I see. Glory to God. And you don't care whether I could see or not. And the same man that did this, now you've called him a sinner. Well, I told you a while ago, I don't know too much. I think he's a prophet. I ain't been around as long as you and I ain't been in the church that much, but I think he's a prophet. Amen. All right, let's get back. Then they said unto him again, what did he to thee? And how did he open thine eyes? He said unto them, I have told you already, and you did not hear. Wherefore would ye hear it again? Will ye also be his disciples? Are you about to be convinced too, like me? If I told you one more time, you think you might just turn a little? And they reviled him and said, thou art his disciple, but we are Moses' disciples. We know that God spake to Moses, and for this fellow we know not from whence he is.